level. Let's talk about the guys coming into a next level in regards to who showed up on this particular weekend while the current Buckeyes were practicing. These guys getting a look at campus.
Yeah, today was a very big recruiting day. There's so many names. The top guy I would say was probably 2020 receiver, 5-star receiver Julian Fleming out of Pennsylvania, #1 receiver in the nation. He has been to Ohio State now, I think, 4 times in maybe the last 9 months. What he's been to Penn State probably 2 or 3 times that many times, and I think most people would say Penn State or Clemson are it's Penn State, Clemson, and Ohio State who are like the 3 in that. But he keeps showing up to Ohio State. There were some, this is the 2020 recruiting class that's being, the first signing day is in December, but there's 2021 quarterbacks, 2022 players. Just the Urban Meyer hated how fast the recruiting calendar was moving, and when they've already got 2022 guys in, visiting, and they've got guys coming from all over the country. And I think, 5-star Texas or California receiver Beaux was in, 2021 guy. He was in as well. It's interesting to see the reaction from receivers and quarterbacks to last year's performance, which you would expect. Sometimes like a national championship, they say, it takes a year before you really get that recruiting boost. It doesn't take that long for a 5,000-yard passing quarterback when your receivers in high school see that and would like to be a part of that. Where if you're the number 3 guy, you're still going to catch 50 passes, 800 yards, and you're going to do it at a place like Ohio State that does contend for a national championship. This isn't going to be Texas Tech where 7-6 and you're stuck in, Texas Tech. So it's a different world. You've got Ryan Day, and I think I've talked to you before about this, where they're going to send Dwayne Haskins into the top 10, we assume, of the NFL draft. If they do that with Justin Fields as well, then do we start to see Ohio State sort of, and I've written about this before, could this be the start of Ohio State becoming a quarterback U, which would be outlandish when you consider Ohio State's history in the NFL with quarterbacks, where the best ones would be Mike Tomczak, Tom Tupa, Kent Graham, the most prolific, and it's not a great list. And the first Art Schlichter was the maybe the only first round quarterback that Ohio State has sent to the, drafted in the first round. And we all know he was a spectacular bust. So Dwayne Haskins might be starting something here. And if Justin Fields can continue that, then you might be able to start lining them up. And they've already got their 2020 quarterback committed in Jack Miller. He's a top 5 pocket passer out of Arizona. And that's another thing. They're recruiting. They've got Arizona is big this year. Washington, they're out there in Washington. All kinds of talent out there as well. It's an interesting time to be following Ohio State recruiting. And Ryan Day is going after Ohio kids more than Urban Meyer did, but he's also looking west, looking south. Florida is always going to be there, Georgia. It's an interesting time at Ohio State for sure.